What's
Hey,
up?
hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey, hey.
Sorry for the
Wednesday,
delay
Wednesday.
for everybody out there. But yes, we are live. So make sure to check us out. We are live now on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. So whatever you're doing, follow us somewhere and
And
join
share.
in. Yes, join in. And big shout out to Vegas Sports Daily and thank you, Michael Dixon. He's not going to
Because that's our announcement. We are now on Las Vegas
Yes.
Sports Daily. Our episodes are
So if
uploaded
you
on
miss
there.
one, go to vegassportsdaily.com.
Right.
Check out all the great articles that the writers there are writing and the coverage they have for almost all sports, but a concentration on Vegas sports. And check us out too. We'll be on there. Just scroll a little bit and check us out. Anyways, welcome to the show. It's another West Coast Wednesday. We are living that quarantine lifestyle, you know? That's how it is. It's amazing how...
And we're in our 200th episode.
It's 200!
200.
Let's talk a little bit about these shirts we got on.
You talk about it. You got them for me. This is an excellent gift. So you go ahead and segue as to why you got them.
You know, I saw the shirts because a lot of the girls in the WNBA have been sporting them. This is the front. Mo has on the back side so you can see it. It also looks like this. For everybody out there. I got these gifts. You can, there'll be a link. There's a link in this, in our show for it at Phenomenal Woman's, I think the link's in there. Just find it. Anyways, they're a great shirt for a great cause. All the funds go to the Brianna Taylor Foundation. I don't even know what day we're on with this. This is like over 180 days. This is probably like it's probably close to 200. So as we celebrate our 200th episode, we also want to see justice for Breonna Taylor. And we'd like to see those cops that killed her arrested. It's been too long. It's ridiculous that there's other things happening where someone gets caught or arrested for something minuscule and you can find tapes immediately, or you see cops cam footage, but nothing has come up from this yet. And it's a little disturbing. So we are hoping and praying and keeping that justice will be served soon. But the shirts are amazing. I think they are great for the support going to the Brianna Taylor Foundation. All profits go there. So I found these shirts, had to track them down a little bit, took a minute, but we got them and we're here. So welcome to the show and good evening to you, Mr. Bill Logan. We appreciate you tuning in. Anyways, beyond that, it was kind of a crazy week. What do you think of sports? I feel like it was.
I think
some
it
people
was
say
a
sports
fabulous
overload.
week in sports. I feel like it was a fabulous week in sports. I feel like
football
is back and it's week one. We overcome a week one. Shout out to everybody on their fantasy leagues. Shout out to all the fantasy people that have won on their fantasy leagues for week one. Best of luck for week two and Thursday night's game tomorrow. But I thought it was an amazing week. I mean, a lot of different things are going on, and hey,
I mean,
what it is. We're in overload, and this is what it is. We expected this. We kind of expected it, but we didn't expect it. We didn't know, but it's here. So
I didn't think we quite grasped that it was going to be this intense at one time. I mean, we knew like, oh my God, what's going to happen when all these leagues are playing at the same time? Well, on last Thursday, I actually had to go to Lowe's and get me a cable splitter and use my other cable box brought downstairs. I had 3 TVs set up. I had my own little sports book. I posted it on Girl Chat for anyone who was out there watching it. It was phenomenal. We had WNBA, we had NFL, we had MLB, there was MLS, there was NHL. All these things are happening at one night, which will probably never happen again. So it was intense, and it was
epic. It was an epic night. You just got to pick what you want to watch. A lot of people are not all diehard on all facets of sports. So the fact that you can multitask and do all of that is quite incredible, but it is the same similarities of that being in a sports book. However, those that sit in sports books are probably usually focused on one thing because they've bet on that particular thing and they're locked in on that and kind of ignore all the rest. But for us that just love the games, I mean, it's a great look. So
it was amazing. And it was also cool because unlike a sports book, I was able to listen to almost all of those games at one time, which for some people may not be able to handle that. I can fine tune whatever I need to listen to, and it worked out really well. So
aren't you a beast with that? That's great.
I was kind of proud of myself. I was having a solo chick moment here at the house. And I was like, let me just enjoy my Thursday and go figure out how to get this done. So it was pretty.
I had a couple games rolling. I just had the ones I primarily was like looking into.
Right.
But could check updates and stuff like that. And
right.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. I can't believe we're already rolling into another week of football. Like, it's coming up so fast. And that's the crazy part. Like, we already have another Thursday night game tomorrow. Then we got a Sunday schedule. And then we got a big Monday game. And, it's all of that. It's just a lot,
And we had 2 Monday Night Football games this week, which was crazy.
That was weird to have the 2 Monday football games.
Because it was like 10 o'clock when the games, the last game was going on forever. I felt like it was just nonstop. It was nonstop. Right. So we enjoyed it. Thanks for everybody that's tuning in. We appreciate you. NFL is back. And here's what I listened to. Shout out to Sports Life Talk. I was listening to them earlier, and they were like, I think it was Katie who brought up, well, why? It's our favorite sport, her favorite sport, my favorite sport. But she was like, why are the guys all hyped? Like, this is the time it was supposed to start. This was the week it was supposed to happen. It's usually the weekend after Labor Day when football starts. And for me, I think I didn't expect it to start on time. Hence, while I was actually hiking in Utah on Sunday, and I had no idea that the 13th was going to end up being the day I was going to be hiking. We had to buy tickets like a month in advance. So I spent, I actually got to watch most of the Seahawks game here. And then when we started driving to Utah, I kind of caught the rest of them. I was listening to the Niners game on my earpiece. Thank God for good service still in the mountain. And I listened to the Cowboys game and watched it towards the end of that game. So all in all, I didn't get to see all the games that I wanted to, but we'll do a little rundown because there were some epic highlights. I think there were some key things that we maybe did expect as well as didn't expect from this week. And so I don't know, we should just get into football then, I guess.
You rolling with it. Let's go.
Hey, Sandy. Sandy's tuning in.
Oh,
Hi, Sandy.
Long time no see, Sandy.
I know, miss your face. Because I know we got a hot topic for you in regards to your Lakers, and we've got to talk NBA for sure too. But let's start off with this in football. So I know that last week we had Jordan Morel on, and we did some picks, and we all went with the Eagles, who played the Washington football team.
Yeah, and the Washington football team won. Congratulations to Ron Rivera, though. Debut with his team
and the defense
debut for the name and
the defense looked great. However, the Eagles were minus like 5 players probably. But did you see what their fantasy defense scored? They had like 40 some points. Like they did amazing. So if you're playing fantasy football, I wouldn't pick the Reds. I wouldn't pick the Washington football team every week, but kind of see what their matchups are. But they look great. They looked really good.
Yeah, I didn't catch all of that game because there's so many games on. And I was so on my games with what I had chosen for fantasy that I had honed in on. But I did notice that Washington had won. And if their defense is like that, then that is incredible. I always look at, because I picked the Bills defense for my fantasy because Bills defense is always kind of on the level. And
my defense usually gets every weekend it's different. I had the Chargers this weekend who did really well and got me good points, but I'm flopping them out and I'm going with the Rams for next weekend. So, that's, you got to pick up. It's waiver wire time, guys. It's Wednesday waiver wire. So get out there. But in regards to that, then we also got to see the infamous, my second team, the Browns, come out, and I was pulling for the underdog. They completely underdogged it. They 38-6. Ravens took a beating to them. Baker Mayfield, I think, threw a pick for his first series, his first drive, which I guess.
Here's the deal. Is something going to happen to OBJ? Is he leaving? Because they're talking about possibly like he wants out.
He's not getting no touches really. Baker had some kind of excuse in regards to, it's got to be a good play. He's got to be open. He's got to be whatever. I don't know if it's
I don't know about that.
I don't know if it's a lack of Baker. I don't know if it's a lack of Odell, but
I think it's a lack of Baker too. I don't like Baker Mayfield. I've said this so many times. I don't think he's a good quarterback. It should have been Teddy Bridgewater going over there, or they should have looked at Cam. Those are the two they should have shopped to have that type of squad. And unfortunately and sadly, OBJ is just not the right fit with that Brown offense like that. Like he just doesn't even fit with the team to me. Like I just think he's just not the one. Like and Baker to me is not the one. I don't know what they need to do. I pick them for tomorrow against the Bengals because it's a home game for the Brownies. I know there's not going to be any fans, or are they one of the stadiums that are going to have a select amount of fans? I'm not sure, but
I believe Ohio. I don't think they were. Did Cincinnati have some? I didn't see the game.
I remember. Anybody that knows, just chime in. But they are using like the ambient noises and stuff, and sometimes the roars don't even match the plays. It's really
funny. Was the Giants game, I think.
But it works like that. There was a few games like that. It wasn't even just the Giants. It was a few. It was even our Raiders games. It was like they only did 1 yard rush, and they were like, "Yeah." I'm like,
well, really? Or they're cheering when their team's on defense, like, or when their team's on offense. Like you don't cheer when your team's on offense. That's when it's quiet. Who is in charge of the fan noise? Because
the sound engineer needs to get it together. Is all I can say. They need to really need tight. To do something. Well, maybe week 2 they'll work out the kinks and get it popping. But to my point, depending on how well they play in their home stadium, I think they're going to have to prove something tomorrow. So why not with Cincinnati? And they're favored by 6 in the sports books to win that game tomorrow against Cincinnati. So we will see. But Baker, it's Johnny Manziel all over again. It's just all of that. This is not a good. I don't know if the Brownies have a curse or what's going on, but I'm just not into it. I'm not.
How did you watch any of the shout out to Quan? Of course, he's in here begging for mango. I have mangoes, Quan. I just need to get him to you, or you can, meet me or something. Of course, the Niners they've only lost their 1 game this week. That's it. Per Quan.
Yeah, but they're losing people. They don't have everybody on their team either.
Kittle's gone. Sherman's
down. Yeah, they got people missing too. So what they gonna do?
I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's early. And it's already a lot.
Did you watch? I didn't see any of the highlights from the Cincinnati game. I don't know. Was Joe doing well? Was he doing well? I mean,
I think he was doing pretty well. I didn't watch the game either. I didn't see that game. There were so many games on. So many. And it was like a whole day of football. And I don't know. I had to catch as I go. I definitely watched my Raiders play. That was one I guaranteed I was going to watch. But no. I didn't see what Joe was doing.
This is nothing. I loved your Raider game. I think I was cheering with you. One thing I do have that I'm wondering is going to happen. Like now it seems like there'll be less chance or opportunity for those that are banking on a Fox game to be played to watch their team. And it's just going to be it's just the Raiders now all season long. So all we get
Raiders were on the CBS network. They were on CBS this opening week. So it was a CBS network that had the Raiders game. Probably because it was a away game for Panthers. Yes, it wasn't on Fox. So if you were on CBS, you had the Raiders and the Panthers game, and then Fox had another game. But I think going forward, especially with the home game coming up for Monday's season home opener, it'll probably be on that Fox network. But yeah.
Well, yeah, they're playing the rerun right now too on Fox.
Oh, nice. That's what's up. Good.
So it's basically like, hey, Melissa, I think you need to get your DirecTV Sunday ticket again because I won't be catching too many of my games that are on Fox if they're usually going to be at the Raiders.
Well, no, you're gonna have to get the NFL app or direct, like you said. And
I do have the NFL app.
That's how I was able to see your Seahawks game while the Raiders game was on because I had the NFL app playing on one thing. So that's how I was able to see some of that.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to my boy Young because he hooks me up each year. So I get the NFL access. So at least I've got that. And I'm going to see how it plays out for this next weekend to see if I can access and go with it. Go with it from there, The other game that we kind of didn't guess correctly or pick correctly was
Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
I picked Tampa. I didn't pick Tampa Bay. I don't think.
No, we picked the Saints, but we also picked the Niners, both of us.
Well,
I did caveat by saying I would love to see them lose. I just didn't realize it was really going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't either.
And at home.
Yeah.
But per Quan.
Did you expect the Cowboys to win?
I didn't expect them to win. I don't think I even I picked the Chargers just because I'm a Dallas Cowboys hater. So I really didn't think it was a toss up because the Rams have been doing well. I didn't expect the Rams defense to come out like that. I mean, I knew they were good. I felt like, Dak would have been doing more. I don't feel like Dak really did a whole lot. I don't think there was much on the Dallas Cowboy train. But of course, talk to a Cowboys fan. It's only week 1. Yeah, I get it. But don't you always want to start off the first game with a win? I think everybody would like,
especially with the line that they have right now, and the new wide receiver rookie they have.
Yeah, and I don't think CeeDee Lamb got many looks either. From what
he didn't, he played, but he didn't get a lot of looks. So that may change.
Interesting.
And it's funny to me because Mike McCarthy was on his post-game interview talking about we just didn't have the D&D that we needed, and just making up some old little stuff. And I'm thinking D&D, you're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know what you're talking about. You make no sense right now. And I'm not even a Cowboys fan. I'm like, what is he talking about? But they got to figure it out and get it together. I don't think he really had any answers for why they had their loss.
Why it was going on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so, it was a lot. I don't know. I don't know. But one thing that I think we all enjoyed was that the NFL had released a statement that coaches must wear masks. We saw Sean McVay didn't have his on. It was like down on his chin. But I think we all enjoyed Andy Reid and his face shield that he had on.
Oh, he was totally protected. He was not playing any game.
But that thing was so fogged up. You couldn't even see.
It really was. But it was dope that he tried it. But the thing of it is even with Sean McVay, if we watched the Hard Knocks, he was big. He was very delinquent in not wearing his mask off. And he's always pulling it down. He's always having it as a chin strap. I mean, he should have been the first one called out anyway. Because he wasn't doing the right thing during the practices and training camps.
Hello. And
he was the main one saying that he needed to be held accountable. And they still weren't holding him accountable.
Are good as far as eye protection, but it's still not protecting anything that's coming in. So
yeah, you still got to do the mask and the face shield. You got to double up both.
You can't replace a mask with the face shield. And
no, you can't.
It was just,
he should have had the little scarf thing pulled up too, and then the face shield over it.
Yeah. Well, and so back to the Rams real quick, because they actually opened up SoFi Stadium. So the new stadium,
which is very nice. The SoFi Stadium is next level. Like, it is really incredible. Like, I like it a lot.
And the Cowboys will always be known as the first team that lost there.
History in the making. History in the making. Yeah, I'll take a drink on that one too. Yeah,
I know, right? Cheers to that. So let's talk a little bit about the Steelers and Monday Night Football and the Giants. I had picked the Giants. I felt like they were going to be able to do more than they did. I didn't see hardly any. I mean, I was
whoever got Saquon Barkley, I'm so sorry.
But he actually covered. He covered points as far as because he had the yardage. He just didn't have no touchdowns.
Yeah,
that was the problem. But he still covered his. He still covered his projected points, which is good. I won in my guys league and my girls league. So
I know I saw you number one. Good job.
Yeah, it was good. But if it wasn't for like Russ, I had Russell Wilson on the girls team. So of course, without him, I probably wouldn't have won because he had a phenomenal day. 4 touchdowns. They AKA let Russ cook on Sunday, and he definitely showed that. It was a little disheartening for those that are Chris Carson owners because he didn't get as many touches. Plus, Carlos Hyde played quite a bit as well. They even had I forgot his name already. The other running back, they put him on like 3rd and goals, which was Travis Homer. And so that was kind of interesting. So it sounds like from what Pete Carroll said, he wants to be able to mix up some more running into there. But hey,
how was DK? How was DK?
Oh, doing? DK was phenomenal. He had a great touchdown.
I didn't pick him this season.
No, he's good. This season. I mean, for a first game, here's the deal. There was no preseason. So this is like the guy's first game of preseason. And expectedly so, we're seeing major injuries too. Michael Thomas is
major. Yeah, I saw that today.
Le'Veon Bell was now put out.
Right.
Who else did they have?
The injuries are coming real soon.
It's crazy,
Sooner
right?
Than later.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I'm curious to see kind of now what happens. I mean, that's only week 1. What happens to week 2, 3? I have people that are already on the waiver wires hitting them hard for starters because a couple of their starters are already on the IR. And this is exactly why my guys league can thank me, because I did add an extra IR position this year, because I feel like all of us are going to be hurting at some point. So it's nice to have two positions that we can just, stow away a couple guys that are injured until they're ready to play again. But alas. But Big Ben, I was happy to see Juju get a touchdown.
Me too. I have Juju on my fantasy. I was very happy to see that too. That worked out for me in my favor.
And you can tell they had their connections kind of back. It seems like Juju's happy to have Ben back.
Yeah, Big Ben is he's their guy, and that's their point guy. So the captain is back running the ship.
Oh, but James Conner also got injured too. He hurt his ankle.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's just so much. I just don't get how. I don't know how anyone's going to do it. But I think the biggest game that people were taking away was the Saints and the Bucs game. I mean, Tom Brady.
That was the best game of Sunday. And just for everyone to know, the Saints are my second team.
Yes.
If I didn't have the Raiders, I would be the Saints fan. I would be a Saints fan all day. It'd be who dat for me. And I was very happy to see that. It just kind of had me laughing like I was laughing last night. Because my thing is, this is what happens when you leave and you go to a subpar football team, and I'm just being nice saying subpar,
right?
And try to play, and then you bring one of your linemen back and all of this, and think that it's going to be. I saw Tom Brady's mouth the F-bomb so many times,
really,
on every pass play that failed him, that he was just like he was so upset. Because he really thought he had something to prove with this season opener, and they still do, and he still does.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, is like, do we take our 6 rings and should we be retired already, or should we just, be the laughing stock of an AFC on another side of the pirate? I don't know.
He also had 2 interceptions. I think
he did. He sure did.
Yeah, I think he got sacked like 2 or 3 times as well. I mean,
here's the thing. Regardless of who you have on that line, you're getting outplayed and outcoached by a very elite Sean Payton and a Saints team. Offensively, defensively, they were all in sync. Alvin Kamara, I wish I had picked him, but I knew somebody on our ladies team, that's who I was playing against. She whooped my butt because of that, and then some. So, I mean, they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think it's just a communication thing on the Tampa Bay side. Maybe they'll get it together. Maybe they won't. Maybe it was jitters because it's Brady. I don't know. And like you said, to your point, there were no preseason games, so no one could wash the cobwebs off and figure out a system that's going to work for them and a playmaking scheme that's going to work. But I'm sorry. The Saints were locked in.
This is their first time really getting to have action games. I mean, they've played some scrimmages with pads on, but no one's had like actual full contact.
Right.
That's tough to do. I mean, I can't even.
I mean, they owned them. They owned them from start to finish. There was no catching up. They owned them the whole time, and I loved it. It was just something to see. Sorry, Guru. But you was walking around with your chest all pumped up and all this stuff and ready. And,
come in here.
And he's like, oh, well, we'll see in November when Tampa Bay plays those Raiders. Oh, okay. Yeah, we will see. It's cool.
Let's talk about the Raiders because they looked decent. I mean, they look better.
I mean, they look like the Raiders. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. We have a good offensive line. Derek Carr did phenomenal with all of his playmaking. Yeah. All of his throws were awesome. He was what Carr does. He was actually looking like the Derek Carr that we knew and loved. And we still, love Carr. But again, defensively, we lost some key people in our defense. Our defense was very problematic. We could have lost that game. It was a very almost win type situation we were in. Shout out to Josh Jacobs being the first one to score a touchdown in the inaugural Las Vegas Raiders. He scored all the touchdowns for us. I think he missed out on Darren Waller a little bit. He did get a couple looks, but you also have Hunter Renfrow on the other side that should have gotten some looks too. I also, where was Jonathan Abrams? For safety, this was his first debut, and he was like, where you at, bruh? Where you at?
Because that's fairly high.
We got to get it together. And this game coming up on Monday is going to be no joke. We are playing the Saints, and they are for real.
Is that the opener here?
That is our season opener against the Saints. We are playing the Saints in our city with no spectators. I wish us the best of luck. I want to say
you know what? I want to be the first one to christen Allegiant Stadium.
Man, listen. And the thing of it is we have the potential in our own home stadium, but again, it's always one of those things where when you have a new stadium, you usually don't have the best season. But maybe we can just prove those wrong. We'll look at Sophie. Like they were able to do it. The Rams were able to do it. So we should be able to do it. I just think we still need to effectively communicate. I think our defense, Max Crosby, come on, guy. You're running a whole defensive line, and I didn't see you do. Where were you, bro? And I need to look at the stats because I didn't look at the stats, but our defense is what really needs to happen. And that's the thing with the Raiders. We'll have a game where Raiders do good defensively, but terrible offensively. And then we'll do good offensively, but terrible defensively. It can never be both.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to see both, and I hope Monday both can come together.
You're like,
but our captain on our defensive team did get hurt and he was out. Yeah, and then we don't have Vontaze Burfict. I mean, we're just missing so many different elements on that defensive side that I just have to breathe for a second. I just hope we can do something on Monday. It was a lot, and it was a very stressful game to watch. Very stressful.
Yeah, but I
Thank
mean,
you, Kente.
To come away, good. To come away with that, guys.
I'll take the W, but it's just the one out of 15 more weeks. So this is
how much did Christian McCaffrey score? I didn't even
oh my God. I wish I had picked Christian. It's so crazy to me is I didn't think about him, and I knew he was a beast as a running back last season. And I didn't even think about how elite this guy is and how on the level he is one of the best running backs in the league. And he rushed for more yards than Josh Jacobs did. I think he only beat Josh Jacobs' yardage by 5 or something like that.
Really?
But their stats pretty much equally matched up except for the rush yards. I think he had maybe 2 or more rush yards above Josh Jacobs. But when Christian McCaffrey gets the ball, he's a problem for sure. Just like Great 28, same thing. But we can't just rely on Great 28, especially with the solid Saints defense. We're going to have to do more. Derek Carr is definitely going to have to go deep into his pass bag and throw some dimes out there. He really is. We're going to need some 10 pieces out there, DC.
And I did have Josh Jacobs too, and he did give me some good points too.
Oh, of course. He's going to give everybody great points. I mean, that's why I asked when we did the ladies draft, I said, who the heck took Josh Jacobs? Because that was going to be my next one. And no one answered me in the chat. I was like, I'll find out. Don't worry about it. And it's you.
It's me?
It's you. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Here's the deal. When I'm drafting, I don't even follow
Josh Jacobs.
But when I'm drafting, I don't even look at the chat because I'm focused. I'm zoned in on my next move.
I don't. You got rounds to wait. You should have I wrote down on my piece of paper at work, the list of everybody I wanted to draft in order. And then I had subs of who I would take if I didn't get them. And I had my defense. I had everything. And I had a certain order, a particular way of I was going to be picking. My running back pick was going to be next after I picked Patrick Mahomes. And I was like, who the heck took Josh Jacobs already?
It was the second round.
Huh?
I took him in the second round.
Exactly. I was in the second round too, but I wasn't the first pick either.
You got to go with 2 running backs right off the top because the wide receiver pool is just...
I didn't do a wide receiver. I was going for running backs in the second round.
I know that's what I'm saying. I always went. I was only focusing on running backs the first round. But that's one thing I already had my picks that I wanted already highlighted. But I needed to figure out how it was going, like who picked who, so that I didn't come up with my minute because that minute goes fast.
It does. It goes really fast. But some people are sitting there waiting and waiting, and I'm like, pick something, please. I already know what I'm gonna pick. And then when I saw Josh Jacobs go, I was like, I went immediately in that chat. I was like, who the heck took Josh Jacobs? I was so tight. But I was like, that's all right. I can do it.
So, Kente is giving you some hope. He said that the New Orleans defense won't travel so well.
Yeah, they're coming from quite a ways, and they are coming to Vegas, and they're coming with 110-degree weather. So that's going to be probably a factor, even though they're in a dome. Yeah, they may have some stuff going on, but who knows? I mean, it's still the Saints. I'm not counting them out.
You're not going to
count them out.
Yeah.
No. Mm-mm.
I mean, it's
still going to pick the Raiders.
You can't count the Saints out. That's the whole point.
Because again, it's a thing. It comes down to coaching and who can outcoach who. And who's our defensive coordinator? I know who he is. He just needs to get better. Our defense just needs to step up. I think Carr will do his thing. I think Carr will be okay.
I think you got Richard, right? From the Seahawks.
Do we?
You did. I don't know if you still
I don't think we have him again. I don't know. But yeah, they need to get it cracking. But we'll see. I'm picking my Raiders to win because it's our inaugural Las Vegas Raiders. We're currently undefeated as a franchise. We hope to keep it that way. So I hope
they
we
gotta
win.
They gotta win.
Oh yeah, yeah. If not, Raider Nation's outside of Legion just all day. They're ready. They're going to be out there. You know what I mean? We're probably going to hear them more than we're going to hear. We probably won't need ambient noise. We'll probably have all the Raider Nation fans out there representing. And I love it. I would love to see it too. I'm just not going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. What's up, Les? Thanks for tuning in. So while we're on, we're going to go with the Panthers and talk about the old Panther, Mr. Cam Newton, who had his bright yellow
man.
Basically was saying, caution, watch this, as he walked into the stadium. So he comes into Gillette and, hey, he took that win for the Patriots. Like,
he's going to get better with it. He looked really good. I was impressed with his playmaking abilities. I was impressed with the rapport he has with Belichick, and his line was respecting him. I loved how they welcomed him, and they're playing like a Patriots team.
And they have a different offense they've never been able to really use before.
Exactly. And it's working. For what we've got from week 1. I was very happy for Cam on that. Really happy for him. What about those Texans, though? You thought you could come in and do something in Arrowhead on Thursday?
No. You really couldn't.
You can't. You can't. No. You can't. And Mahomes actually did really, really, really good for his debut. I mean, all of them contributed.
But how
really
did you?
Well.
I mean, try to expect that coming in.
Like they all did really good. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't no surprise, but I just thought they was gonna give him a game, and which they did. It was a decent game. It wasn't like it wasn't bad. Game. No, it wasn't bad, and it wasn't like a blowout. But it was something.
I mean, the Texans hung in there. You know?
That's all they could do. What are you gonna do? You gonna just pack up your cleats and say we gotta go? You gotta stay and ride it on out. It's Mahomes.
It's the whole team. Kelsey. I mean,
they got a line, dude. It's just man. He's an issue for us in the AFC.
Yeah, Cliff Avril had a couple great tackles too. I miss him for the Seattle, but yeah.
He said Kente said I got the Raiders by a field goal. We'll take that. I think that'll happen too. Speaking of field goal, what is going on?
Denver? Or the Titans. It was the Titans kicker.
It was the Titans kicker who I picked up because I dropped one of my kickers because he's on the injured. But I didn't play him. I wasn't going to play him. He's on my reserve, honey. I got another kicker. I always get a backup of every position. Dang. I always get it because there's bye weeks. We need to fill in a kicker position.
Yeah, but I just flex them every. I ain't
flexing. I'm gonna keep them. We'll see. I might flex. I don't know. I never done that before. I usually just keep them because they're pretty solid, especially if you got the one from San Francisco who I have. So. Hopefully he might be decent.
I got the Panthers kicker.
And then I got one on my other fantasy that are Chiefs kicker. So can't go wrong with that. But yeah. I don't know. Does he have a job this week?
Gostkowski, that's his name.
Yeah. Does he have a job this week?
4 field goals, but he hit the winner. I mean,
he hit the one that mattered.
At least you hit the one that mattered. But
he hit the one that mattered.
And it comes down to this because as a Seahawk, we've always dealt with kicker issues. But your one job is to kick a field goal. And it wasn't like he had to kick 50-yard field goals.
No, they were short-yard field goals.
They were short-yard field goals.
This way, like, instead of this way.
Practicing. That's the only thing you do all day. And it comes to
I kick better field goals playing Madden. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it was too much. Yeah, Donna, it was I mean, could you imagine? He wouldn't have a job if he missed that last one. So I think he might have bought himself a little time. We'll see how he may perform or not perform.
He probably will be with a replacement next week. They probably have a replacement one for him next week. He probably won't even play for week 2. Who are they playing? Who are they playing when we get to the list?
Oh, the Titans?
Yeah.
Let me look at my list. The Jaguars, they're at home.
Okay.
Yeah, they're at home. So maybe he'll feel a little better. Hey, they were at Mile High. Maybe it was, the elevation got to him.
I mean, that's always a factor too, but I've never seen nothing like that. It hasn't worked. It doesn't work for any. It hasn't affected any other team. Why is it affecting them? Because they're in Duncan.
I don't think I even know. I didn't know that the Bengals kicker. I didn't know he lost the game for People's Fantasy. Huh? Interesting. So apparently,
my God, the Bengals kicker. Oh, see, and I picked the And so if that's a problem for tomorrow, that's even That's perfect because guess what? Brownies will probably win tomorrow then.
Donna.
With that little.
If they picked him up 2 weeks ago, then they're probably looking for somebody. They're flexing. They're picking up a wire right now as well.
Yeah.
So. Oh, but before I know we talked a little about my Seahawks, but Jamal Adams had a phenomenal game. Okay,
for his debut, he did good.
He came out the gate and was like, "I'm ready to play," and I loved it because he's very, petty in regards to some of his Twitter rants, and he's like, I've never experienced my team scoring this much in a game. Like, we scored 38, and I'm sure the Jets haven't seen that in a long time. So I enjoyed that. I mean, he had 12 tackles, 8 solos. He had a sack too, which was great. I was enjoying that. But here's the deal.
Jamal.
Yes. So we've got the Patriots coming in. Cam and the Pats are coming into town this weekend to play Seattle. There's still major wildfires, you guys. The whole West Coast is dealing with wildfires, as well as all of our neighboring states. Somehow,
Portland too.
Nevada has not really seen those, but they're like Montana, Idaho, Utah, California, Oregon, Washington. So the Mariners games, they had a double header with the Oakland A's on Monday and still played. And everybody was complaining about how the smoke and they shouldn't have to deal with those kind of conditions. So the next series, I think with the A's or Padres, they had canceled yesterday's. I think they actually resumed again today. But they're figuring out if maybe they're even going to have to do something about the football game on Sunday, because that smoke doesn't clear up.
They are.
Especially for football, because they're a little bit more intense with the, breathing and calisthenics and being in dirt, all that kind of stuff. And
I'm curious to see how that's going to play out for you guys.
I don't know if you've seen.
I didn't even think about it. No, I haven't. Seattle is Nordstrom based, so we know all the up to date on Washington State, as well as what's happening in Portland, because we have people personally that we know who have lost their homes, who have lost their animals, their horses. Literally, they had to let out and just let run wild. People are still missing that were helping with the fires. I mean, this thing is serious. And in California, the air quality is still not 100%, nor will it be, especially in the Bay Area. They are really going through it. So, I mean,
Seattle is bad. They showed pictures from like September 1st to September 8th to like September 13th, and it just looked like you couldn't see nothing.
Well, I had a customer that came in from Portland. They actually have people coming from Portland area to come down here to get away from the air. And they showed me a kind of like a radar system of how their air quality is. It's all the way in the purple. They said they've never seen anything like that. That from their scale of the hot zones and that, purple was bad. Like, that's not even breathable.
If you weren't trying to wear a mask before the fire,
you gotta wear one now.
Wearing a mask.
Gotta wear one now.
It's ridiculous. So I'm just keeping faith that hopefully fires calm down. This has been I know for Nevada, it's one of the driest summers we've had.
I know, we had no precipitation, and we could be next on that kind of thing.
And
easily.
Seattle didn't have very wet of a summer either. So things are sparking up there, and it's all those animals, man.
I know. When my coworker told me her dad and those had to let all their horses go. How can you imagine a fire department at 2 a.m. banging down your door saying you have to get out? Do we have time? No. Get out now. And it's like, oh my God! And you're doing all these things. And
that's the best thing they can do is let the horses out, because you can't keep the horses in their stables.
No, you can't keep them in their stables. You got to let them go. And they just run. You just got to. So sad.
Yeah, true that, Donnell. He said, do your gender reveal parties inside, please.
Yeah. First of all, don't even.
Or no pyrotechnics.
How about no gender reveal parties anyway? Keep it old school. Let's just be surprised when the momentous occasion happens.
Do it in a cake.
Or just not, because it's always somebody that's going to take it there. I'm even against the co-ed showers. I think it's ridiculous. I think women should have their day to celebrate the baby. Men can take the guys out for cigars or whatever and have, hey bro, you're having a baby. Hey man, congrats on being. You don't need to be there at the shower. You don't need to be taking inventory on stuff we're getting. Trust us women, we got this.
Well, it's also like co-ed. How are you gonna have a co-ed bachelor and bachelorette party? Those are things you do.
Who's doing that? Who is doing this crazy stuff?
People that are codependent.
I'm old school. Don't come to my shower if I'm pregnant. You go over there and do what you need to do. I need a moment from you anyway, so I can play my little frou-frou games, have giggles with the girls, talk women stuff. I can't do that with the men around. Who wants this? I've never understood men wanting to sit around and ooh and all for baby gifts. That's just me. I just never was that person to see that.
Yeah, exactly. They are.
Yeah.
It's
very pointless. Like, yeah, no, we don't need all this extra fanfare. First, it's the gender reveal.
Yeah,
then it's a baby
Facebook
shower.
page.
Then it's this. It's like, oh my gosh, what?
Listen, when I see people that add me and they've got like a hey, and they've got their names together on a Facebook page, I'm like, are you really? Is this really what's happening? You got to have a joint Facebook account.
I mean, unless it's business related and you guys are a power couple with a show, I don't want to see it. I don't even care. Because guess who goes on snooze for 30 days on Facebook? They do. No offense, but I just don't want to see it.
Yeah.
I just don't want to see it.
Scott Whitney. First of all, Girl Chat Sports started off being taped at Scott's Vegas studios here in Los
Angeles. So, hi, Scott.
Thank you I appreciate it, Scott. We are from home at the moment. Yes. But yeah, 200 episodes already. And Scott was there for the
celebrating.
First, so,
we're celebrating. Yeah. Scott, that's dope. Yay, Scott.
That's pretty cool. And also I forgot to mention Kinte had
Thank you, Kinte.
In regards to Bobby Wagner is my constant. Yeah. Listen, here's the deal. If anybody that knows,
you love Bobby. Okay, we're gonna talk about this one more time, then we're gonna roll into something else. So go on with Bobby.
But Bobby is my guy. Like if I know I'm going into a tough game and when I could go to games, Bobby was the jersey I'm rolling with. Like
that's the shirt I got you with Bobby on it.
Dramo.
That's your guy. All
Bobby's
day.
Beast. I love it.
Yeah.
So anyways, we can move on then from all
this.
Yes,
and real quick, I'm just gonna drop the hat in because my Dodgers are the only 10. My Dodgers are the only team in the MLB bubble or whatever we want to call this during pandemic that have clinched a playoff berth. They are 35-17. They are number one in the league. They are number one in the NL West. They are the truth. And I hope, I hope we win a World Series this season. I really do. There doesn't have to be an asterisk by it. Doesn't have to be any of those kind of things. We kicked butt from playing the Padres last night that clinched us to this spot in this position that we're in. We are 8 straight years, 8 straight seasons that we've clinched, that we made it to the playoffs in our division. And now we're number one in the league. My boys in blue, we're just so on fire. LA is just so on fire.
Literally
and figuratively.
Yes. Hey, well, listen, let's talk about your Dodgers for a moment then, because the MLB also announced they're going to be doing like a bubble format for playoffs. Mm-hmm. One of the cities being LA and San Diego. So is that going to help you guys take this one home?
Let's hope so. It's our home field. If we got a home field advantage, let's do it. We don't need those Astros coming in and cursing us, but we definitely would love to have, if they even make it to the playoffs, we would love to be able to just bring it all home. Along with the Lakers. It'd be nice if we have 2 parades going on simultaneously. Lakers are going up 1 block after the Lakers parade. We just flip hats. We have our Laker chain and regalia on, then we just switch hats and be like, okay, we'll put on our Dodger stuff and celebrate Dodgers too. Well, we would love
technically
to see that.
The Lakers would be having theirs first because the World Series isn't going to be till like the end of October or the middle of October.
It's not, but if they wanted to push the parades back and have dual, we would welcome that. That's
Can you imagine all those people? Oh my goodness. It'd be your head.
There would definitely be no social distancing. I have to watch it virtually. It's something I cannot be there in person. I definitely would have to watch a spirit, but I probably would be going nuts in my house, and I probably would turn everything blue with a little bit of purple and gold. I might get a cake. I might do a whole bunch of things over here for myself just to celebrate that.
There you go.
Because the Dodgers are on fire, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, with the new acquisitions, we don't even have David Price right now pitching for us. We just have Mookie right now being Mr. 50, doing his thing, and our whole batting order, Max Muncy, Justin Turner, all of them. Oh, let me not forget our pitcher, Joe Kelly, who throws great curveballs when he wants to in the mood, and he does the pouty face, and shout out to the Mural in LA because we recognize that Joe Kelly is our guy. And then you got Kenley Jansen on relief. And then he didn't really do too well the other night, though. Kenley Jansen's kind of messing up. But we just need Dave Roberts and Andy Friedman to do the right thing, get us a World Series pennant. We're ready. These guys are hungry. This time we need LA to smile. We've still got, Mamba, in our hearts and all of that. And I think that mentality is showing with my Dodgers team because, he was a fan too, living in LA. So, I want to see that all day. All day.
So they also mentioned, and I think the LCSs are going to be played in San Diego and Arlington, but they said that there's a chance that they might have some fans. Are you going to break quarantine to try and catch a game live?
No, because I don't trust fans.
Yeah.
I don't trust fans. They're saying fans. You have to keep your mask on all the time in the stands, and you can only take it off when you're eating and drinking. Who's really doing that?
But everybody's going to be wanting to eat and drink all the time then. That's
exactly. And then you're going to be yelling obscenities, or you're going to be yelling cheers and spit flying and no, thank you. Right. No, thank you.
Kinte asked if you think the Braves have a chance against your Dodgers. I think
they do have a chance against us, but will they win against us? I don't know. The Braves are pretty. Donnell, you can chime in this chat. That's your team. I don't really keep up with them like that, but I know they're doing pretty well. I don't think they're doing.
Aren't the Braves one that scored like 29 points or 29 runs?
Was it?
I know New York just did like 20, but someone had done like 29. That was like a couple weeks
clearly
ago.
Wasn't the Yankees, because they've only won 20-some games this season.
No, I meant runs. Like they had 29 runs one game, and I think the Yankees just had 20 or something. I think it was.
I wouldn't know because we were too busy. I was too busy watching the Dodgers winning and clinching a playoff situation.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just being.
Apparently, Atlanta thinks they've got a chance. Well, I'm sure they do. If they're good,
they do. Everybody has a chance. Baseball is different. I mean, we could go to the playoffs and then things just totally, go awry. Kershaw could be typical Kershaw and get into this big stage thing and have problems. But with the shortened season, I don't see that happening. Just because if we're already 37 games in and it's a 60-game series, I don't see Kershaw losing that after 150 times that we have games. This is small for them. So definitely a better change. What did Donnell say?
Said that they're also in fuego too. So
yeah, they are.
Like there's some fire on fire about to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
That'll be a good series. That'll be a good series. That's for sure.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on, COVID capital of the world. Bring it on.
It'll be interesting. You're going to go from really playing at your own stadiums to then having everybody in bubbles. We'll see how that works.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. Mm-hmm. We're only going to talk about this briefly because I don't want to stay on it too long, because now I'm done with hockey. I'm officially not. I don't watch hockey now because the Vegas.
And we hate Dallas, don't we?
Yeah.
Because I hate Dallas. I don't ever want to see a wing. I don't care about the wings. I don't want to see any of that.
Well, the wings aren't doing nothing.
The Stars. I don't want to see those. I don't want to see wings. I don't want to see none of that Dallas stuff. No Cowboys, no nothing. I am officially not Dallas at all. Sorry, everyone.
Well, it's not even that. It's just I'm not. Unless hockey is the only thing on TV, I may watch it, but I have no interest in watching hockey now. Vegas Golden Knights went to a game 7. They didn't have to get there. They should have won. They were what? Wasn't it like 3-1? Or 3-2. It
was 3-1. It was a very hard way to come back. It was 3-1. It was a tough one to come back from. I think, a lot of people rely on Fleury when Lehner was actually really playing up to the potential of being an elite goalie. Mm-hmm. I think with Flowers having a lot of personal things going on with his father's passing this year, the longevity of what he is, it's just a lot of changes. And I don't think mentally he was in it. I really don't.
I don't know. I feel
think they weigh so heavily on him, and they need not do that because he's not going to be with us forever. And I think when we have up and coming people coming up,
sports,
and that's sports. And I just think you need to give the other people an opportunity, the ones that want to play and the ones that can try and do something for us. If they're not checked out,
he didn't want to play.
I'm not saying if you want to play, yes, of course you want to play, but is he mentally there to play? That's the question.
I don't know
because he's a winner when he plays against the Canucks. He's dominant against the Canucks. And look, and that was a close series for us. And it wasn't his best performance.
You lose 3 in a row. You'd think after that, I don't know. I know you don't want to just put Fleury in the game 7 because Leonard messed the last 2 or, the last 2 got scored on. But
you got to rotate
at the same time is like, that's the problem with having 2, large or dynamic goalies is that you've got different styles, but you got to make tough choices. And unfortunately,
but it's and I love Flowers. Don't get me wrong. I love Marc-Andre Fleury. Don't get me wrong. But I was giving this guy, the other Leonard, a chance too. It's got to work both ways.
I just, And
who do we think we have in the WNBA? We have those aces, honey.
Who said that?
Kinte.
That's because they got the dream. They don't even know what WNBA is out there.
We have the Aces, and the Aces are doing so phenomenal.
We beat the Storm on Sunday.
Yes.
Got the number 1 seed.
A'ja Wilson, AP's Player of the Year. Hello. Possible MVP candidate for the league.
She's
Hello.
gotta be. She
had 20 points last game, double digits, double. I mean,
Derek Hamby had 3 points too.
And there's no, and I love Kelsey. Don't get me wrong. There's no Kelsey, and there's no Liz Cambage. So we don't even have our big, and we are killing it. Angel McCoughtry has a lot to do with that, and I have to give her props on that. Jackie Young has a lot to do with that, and I have to give her props on that as well. I mean, they're doing phenomenal, and to take out the Storm like that, and clinch the number 1 spot with 2. Come on, man! I think this is our year. So if we can't get a championship from the Lights, I'm praying that we get one definitely from our Lady Aces.
And how amazing would it be?
And I want the city to embrace them, because we're still not out in the Vegas. We're still out there in the Vegas market trying to get a championship. Don't fall off because the Knights aren't there. We still got our Aces. We still have an opportunity to get a championship here.
For the women to be the first ones to bring a championship to this city?
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible, and the following is going to be huge. And I'm all for it. And I'm all in. As their slogan goes. I'm ready.
So they had their first round of playoffs, the WNBA, which is a 1-game elimination. So that kind of makes it more intense. The Sun took out the Chicago Sky, which I think is good for us, because the Sky always seemed to have our number whenever we played them. So that'll be interesting. They go against the Sparks tomorrow. And I don't know if you caught the Mercury.
I think the Sky will beat the Sparks.
Game. Huh?
I think the Spikes will beat them.
The Sun, it's a toss-up. The Sparks are playing good, but they're not consistent. Yeah. No, the Sky aren't playing. They got booted.
Oh, what are you saying? You said
the Sun beat the Sky, and I'm saying that the Sky, the Connecticut.
You talking about the Mercury? Oh, the Connecticut Sun. I'm tripping. Never mind. I'm thinking of Phoenix. My bad. Go ahead.
That's the Phoenix Mercury, who also won and beat the Mystics. Yes. That was amazing. That Shea Petty Moy, she hit that game winner. You know, she had played for the Mystics just about a month ago. They were all in there in the bubble. She got released. Phoenix picked her up, and she hits the game winner over her old team. That's revenge. I love that. I love it. So they'll be playing Minnesota on Thursday. We don't play until Sunday. I believe it's we get the 2-round bye. So Seattle.
Yeah, I love that we got the 2 byes. That's so great. That's such a benefit. That's why I think we can do this. I really do. They're on fire. They're locked in. We're ready to go. We can do it.
I can't wait.
I can't either.
I just want them to have the first trophy here, like before anybody else. The Aces brought one here. That would be.
Yeah, I would love to say that. I would love to verbalize that, because we're huge Aces fans and we love our ladies. So yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to get into it, but the Big 12 and Big 10 announced.
The Big 10 is doing it. Yeah, they're going to try it.
Girl Joy, she's excited. Her Ohio State Buckeyes will be back.
Of course.
Having, I think, towards the end of October. So it's interesting to see how. I didn't read the details as to how it's going to play out, but you've got some divisions starting now and then some in October. How does that play out when it comes to like college football, college playoffs? That's a lot. Oh, Joy chimes in, of course, as I'm talking about the Buckeyes. But yeah, so I don't know how it's going to be. It'll be interesting. I know for the Pac-12, they're still not for sure as to when they may start. They said that possibly it'll be like mid-November. Here's the deal: is that when you get into these later dates, how are you even going to be able to have some kind of college football playoffs? Is it going to be extended into like February or March? Are teams that finished off their season by December now having to wait, 2 months to see what other division or what other conferences do? I got to read into that, but I was utterly confused as to how that's going to work.
Yeah, so. I don't know. I'm not into it, so I don't know. Sorry. You'll have to answer that. Somebody honest will have to answer.
And it is sad because I miss my Huskies. I miss seeing Husky Stadium. I miss Pac-12 games. But again,
my HBCUs are playing. I don't really care. I want them all to play.
Yeah.
And if none of them are playing, I don't care. Like, I think I don't even know how that's going to play out with this pandemic and everything going on with these cases popping up in college kids.
That's the whole West Coast of Pac-12. We're all on fire.
Yeah. Like I don't even know how that's going to work. I don't even know how that's going to work. But if it works, great. Like if it pulls off, makes for great college sports action to watch. Makes for oh my God, who was that played the college game just Clemson, and they were just kicking butt. as usual, like what Clemson does. And I think that kind of pulled off without a hitch. So you never know.
Then you've got like teams like LSU where the coach is saying that like what 70 some people were already tested positive. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I really don't.
We can talk about Maya more before we get out of here and do some.
We're not getting out of here yet until we address this elephant in the room. And before we get to Maya Moore, we need to talk about these Candyland Clippers and how they lost last night. And I need to address all these people out here
the NBA. Yeah.
about how dare you? How dare you? How dare you doubt an elite team like the Los Angeles Lakers? How dare you guys say this whole entire season, if it started or didn't start, how the Lakers had no chance in beating the Clippers and becoming World Series champions? How dare you think that the Clippers
just a hater?
Yeah, at least you admit that. At least you're willing to admit that. But you're a hater and you're wrong. The Lakers are a team that has Anthony Davis and LeBron James.
But if AD doesn't play well, they're not doing
it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even if AD does not play well, we still have people on our team. We still have two bigs like JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. What are you guys talking about right now? It's the same thing. We have a team that has been to a big dance before, and it doesn't matter if we have a crowd or not. Because I feel like the advantage that Utah had and a lot of these younger teams is that there was no chants and cheers and they were in an arena type situation where it was like a big dance. They had quiet. It was like they were playing in their scrimmage. It was like they were playing in their home gym, like it was practice or whatever, like nothing but another day in the office because they had no crowds and no kind of antics and no kind of nothing jeering them on. Lakers are ready for that. And we'd be just fine. But the Clippers, however, are not. They are not. The Clippers will always be the Clippers. They've had an opportunity to win a championship. Listen, they've already had a championship time before when they had that big three and Doc Rivers as a coach. You had Chris Paul. You had Blake Griffin. You had Matt Barnes. You had DeAndre Jordan. You had all this high flying circus act, Lob City. We're gonna take over LA. Stop it now. That ends today. That ended yesterday. Clippers are not ever going to win. And how dare they, as a Clippers team, post selfies over our 16 championship banners, thinking that was going to rile them up to do something in our Staples Center. How dare you? So, Ballmer, once you get your new arena and you take your little team, whatever pieces are left of that team, and go over there, maybe, just maybe, you might win a championship. But I highly doubt it. It's Laker land. LA is known for Lakers, Dodgers, and USC. That's it. Everybody else is secondary. Do not ever in your lives again, Clipper fans, say anything to me about the team that you supposedly had. Because let's be clear, Kawhi could have been a Laker. He chose not to. Paul George could have been a Laker. He could have gone over there and been a winning team. He chose not to. They are the only team that let a team come back from a 3-1 deficit off of being a Denver Nuggets. Now, check this out.
The Jazz too, technically.
Well, no, I'm not even going to go there with that. Golden State was 3-1 up and lost to guess what? Cleveland and LeBron. That's different. OKC lost with a KD 3-1. Guess what? They were playing world champions Golden State Warriors. You're playing the Nuggets. Now, granted, we've beaten the Nuggets twice in their home. The second time we beat them back in February, it was an overtime game. We beat them by 6. We have a ton of bigs. We may not look like we're shooters, but guess what? Our bigs and the way we are set up is why we've been winning and why we stayed number 1. How dare you guys think that a number 1 contention team in the West could not be world champions? That may count in the East. You might think that rhetoric in the East when the Bucs lost. Yeah, that's the East. It's a totally different conference than the West. The West is a totally different animal. Don't ever in your life say anything about a Los Angeles team unless it's something nice about the Lakers and us giving us our props, because we are the truth. We were number 1 for a reason. And that's all I got to say. And I was very happy. Yes, I'm very sure. I was very happy to see.
Take a breath.
No. I was very happy to see this debacle and this divide, the whole thing go down, because the whole day yesterday when I predicted it, I said Denver's going to win. You just don't let a team come back like that.
Yeah,
Kawhi Leonard is a player who is not a team general. He is not a leader.
2 games ago. I mean, they weren't playing.
Listen, they were 17 points up on game 5. The Clippers were up 17 points and lost that deficit. So what are you talking about right now? Kawhi is a quiet assassin. His success is from Toronto. Toronto already had an elite team. Kawhi was the added piece to that. Kawhi can't be a floor general and be a leader of a team to be a champion. That is not even in his nature. That's not even in his headspace. So what were you guys thinking? And then Paul George sits up there in the whole post interview talking about, oh, well, we were never thinking we were championship or bust. You weren't thinking that, but everybody else was. Lemon Pepper Lou was.
Well, that's all he can say
Patrick
now.
Beverly was. I mean, they all were. So where was the communication with that? I felt like with having all those key pieces on that team, they were never cohesive because you have somebody like Kawhi Leonard that takes off on load management and then jumps into a team. How do you play like that? How is that successful? How? And the funny thing about it is, you notice how Tyronn Lue was sitting on the bench the whole time, nonchalant about it? He's got a coaching job waiting for him. He ain't caring about no Clippers. He's about to leave too.
Coaching year.
He's about to leave too. Don't you ever in your life doubt the Los Angeles Lakers?
I just feel like all of that load management they were doing was just, it kept them, they were winded. They couldn't play when it came to the last fourth quarter, the last two games. It was like,
why were they winded? It's Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, like everybody was saying. It's Patrick Beverly. It's Markieff Morris. It's all of these. We've got a squad. We've got all these key pieces, and we almost beat you guys. We beat y'all twice. You guys couldn't even beat the Denver Nuggets, and we beat them twice in the regular season. Stop it. Stop it right now. And I appreciate you, Mel, for thinking you're a hater, but you need to jump on this purple and gold squad if you know where it's at. Some of these people don't. Some people don't even like winners like that.
For life, I don't care.
People don't. And you have not watched not one season of a Bulls game this whole season. You've been riding my Lakers.
I sure have been watching Kobe White.
Really? What their record in like?
Their record was like 30 and
what?
They didn't go to the bubble, so it was before the bubble.
I think it was less than that.
Well, I'm talking
point again is we like winners. We are 16 championship franchise. We're gunning for 17. We will get that 17. Now, I will say, and I'm getting off of this because we're going to go on to the East, is the East looks really nice. I still pick the Heat to take them in 6, to take Boston in 6. I would like to see a Boston and Lakers series because it's one of those things that LeBron has never done to get his 4th ring. That would be the series I would love to see. But these Heatles are no joke. I mean, Boston's nice too. Don't get me wrong. But you got to understand.
You've already canceled Denver out then.
Yeah. Hasn't everybody else? I mean, they'll win a game.
I'm just asking questions.
Just like how y'all was. Who riding Houston? Oh, Houston beat Lakers 1 game. Did they win again? No. 50-point scoring James Harden? No. I love Jamal Murray. I love his story. I love his work ethic. I love that he trained at Mamba Academy. I love the Joker. I think he's phenomenal. I just think next season, yeah, I would like to see them do something. But Golden State is coming back. And then whether or not they'll have a Giannis or not to make up their big 3, who knows? But this is not their time. And if it is their time, so be it. I would feel some type of way if the Lakers were out too and then the Clippers were out. I'm like, okay, they're both out. But no, we're still in there. The number 1 seed is still in the game because we have LeBron James and Anthony Davis and company. And Rondo is playing like a Rondo I haven't seen in a very long time. He's getting very scrappy. We're coming off of 6 days rest. Don't wake no sleeping giants.
Playoff Rondo has come back. That's for sure.
Don't wake no sleeping giants. But I think this is going to be a great matchup series. I think it's going to be a quick one. Some people say, oh, they got Lakers in 6. They think it's going to run till 7. I don't think it's going to run. Some people say Lakers in 5. People are already pulling out brooms and dustpans. I'm not going to be that facetious. I think Denver could probably get a game off of us, possibly. But because they're fresh and we're coming off of a 6-day rest, and I know how our Lakers do with that. But other than that, no. Lakers are going to the championship, and we're going to win the championship. It's just that simple. The door is open for us now. Okay. LeBron gets his 4th ring, and that's it. That's what it is. And that's all I have to say. Because I'm just sick of this whole Clippers nation and everybody talking about, the Clippers and the Candyland Clippers. Are you kidding me right now? Y'all was saying that same stuff when it was Lob City and they still didn't do Bupkis, even with a new owner. I'm sorry.
I mean, at least they're keeping with their tradition and being Clipper fans. I mean, I don't know.
Fair weather fans. We had never seen these Clipper fans before until Blake Griffin and CP3 got on the scene. Where was y'all at
like all
before
the
all
new
those
Laker
times?
fans that jumped on just because of LeBron?
Well, no, it's not that they're Laker fans. They're LeBron fans. Let's be clear. They're LeBron fans, and they'll say that too. They dissect that very word. They'll be like, I don't like the Lakers, but I am a LeBron fan, so we're just rolling with what LeBron does. So let's be clear. We have LeBron fans. We have more Laker fans than we have LeBron fans, okay? But it is still Laker Nation, and that's where we're going to be with that. And that's all I got to say.
We know where Mo stands. That's
absolutely. And I was laughing my butt off the whole time watching the game.
And you were in Twitter rants too from like Dame and CJ McCullough.
1, 2, 3 Cancun. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm loving all the memes. I'm loving what Uncle Shannon is doing. He is not letting up because you guys doubted us. And I don't understand people that are so supposed to be these sports aficionados. How dare you question LeBron James and Anthony Davis? It just doesn't make any sense. You've got the best player worldwide in the league, hands down, LeBron James, and a big man like Anthony Davis, and y'all still doubting and have questions? Because you're seeing James Harden put up 50 points? Really? Are you serious? Like, that's crazy to me.
That's their job, is to instigate debate and to instigate.
I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about these amateurs out here on Facebook and all these social media that groups that we're in that just think that they know some sports. Y'all not watching the games. Y'all looking at the games.
They can talk all that they want with nothing to back it up.
Y'all not watching games. Y'all looking at the bright colors and the shiny lights and listening to commentators. That's what you're doing. You're not deeply analyzing the players and their positions and the game. That's the difference. It's LeBron James. Like, do I have to keep saying that? Like, it's LeBron. Stop
we get it. It's LeBron.
Ohio's finest. Akron's finest. Are you kidding me right now? How dare y'all? I'm so tight about that. Like, how dare you guys? And that's what y'all get. That is exactly what y'all get. Y'all
need to do like a whole live. You should do like a whole live just from the Lakers, I think. Maybe we should just do an IG live one day.
Man, listen, you had your whole minute to the Seahawks thing, and I sat through it. We're going to sit through this Lakers thing. So I could do a live on that, like you could do a live on the Seahawks. I'm just saying, I don't want nobody. I don't care. I don't want nobody talking about these Clippers and comparing us to these Lakers again in life. Please do not. Don't even say clip. Don't even say clip, cut, nothing. I don't want to hear it. All I want to hear is Showtime Lakers, and that's it. Champions. That's it.
Okay.
Now we can go into our girl power moment or our ladies of the evening before we wrap up. That's all I have to say.
Okay. That's good. No, I appreciate I completely had overlooked the NBA, and I know I wanted to talk about it. I'm glad you got on your platform.
You know, because you're an NFL girl, and I get that. Because I like the NFL too.
And the NBA is your league. I mean, I get it too.
Well, the NBA is my league because we have champions within that. And they actually have spoken very loudly with the whole BLM movement. And they have made it very consciously clear. And we have to give them that on top of everything. They're just due. So I have to say that I was very proud to see all of these teams in this league, as it's coming down to the end, do a great representation of raising awareness to the social injustices that are going on and keep speaking that message. Unlike the NFL, because they a whole nother story. I really appreciate the NBA for what it's done. And that's why I'm a big fan of the NBA. The NFL is kind of like, it's hard for me. It's very hard for me. I enjoy it, but it's very hard for me because they're just not on our side. I still don't think they're on our side. Eric Reed is still out there without a job, y'all. I still don't think they're on our side.
Well put. But I mean, you were a Laker. You were an NBA fan before.
No, I was an NFL girl too because I fell in love with Bo Jackson and Howie Long. But when that cap thing went off, I checked out. I was all into it because we would banter before we really knew each other. I'd be in it about the NFL and stuff. I just can't get behind something like that. That's half step. It's just not my thing. I have to be where it's more authentic. And I just don't feel like they're still in that authentic moment right now. I think they're just wanting us to be wanting people to be entertained and be quiet. And I'm sorry. It's just my own personal thing.
Well, it's also a league that's not really ran by the players. Like the NBA is ran by their players. Like their player association helps.
I know. And it's like their hands are tied and all that.
Unfortunate.
They don't. But they can do better. And it's just that they're not stupid. They're not ignorant. They just know what they're doing. And they could do better. And they're not choosing to do better. And that's what's problematic for me. Because you know you could do better. You just don't want to. So, yeah. So now Maya Moore. Yeah. So.
Maya Moore announced today that she got married to Jonathan Irons. who she assisted with getting released from prison after 23 years of being wrongly convicted.
Since the age of 16, this guy.
The age of 16. He spent more time in prison than he did outside for a wrongful conviction.
There's so many more like him, too. So we have to keep fighting.
Exactly. And so that's part of their fight, too, together now, is to be able to help work on other people's cases to get them out and to get them cleared for their wrongful convictions as well. But it was, I mean, I thought it was a good story. I mean, reading up on it and knowing more about the story, they met she met him when she was like 18. They did like
a they were doing a ministry. And they were doing a ministry service. Yep.
So, because I saw some people that were kind of talking about like, oh, you just met this guy and in prison. And no.
No, if they knew the whole story, they would know. But I mean, you can't help who you fall in love with. And if you're closely connected to somebody and you have a common bond and you guys are both like-minded people and it just is a divine thing, because I feel like it's divine that they met and divine that they're being together. I'm very happy for her on that.
Me too. She looked I think it's great. Happy too.
They both did. He was wiping his eyes. I love to look at the grooms when it's weddings because I look at the groom more than I do the bride. I mean, of course, I love to look at the bride when she comes down, but I always look at the groom because I want to see how really serious and you see all the emotions come out of that guy of that. They're so like overjoyed and their heart is full. I think that's like the best moment, especially next to that when a child's born.
And he'd been in prison. He got out July 1st. They had the wedding at some point after that. I mean, he asked her to marry her after he got out and I'm sure that was the plan all along and they just never told anyone either. Like they always probably were together and never said that because they didn't want to negate the mission that she had. Exactly. And people were wondering, why couldn't she just let us know? Why does she have to? Why does she have to give you any information to her personal
life? Why does
anybody
have to let you know on anything? We're just so on this whole sharing of everything.
Like
sometimes you can't keep anything private anymore. Nothing's private. Is that what we're talking about right now?
And like all the people that are going after Cardi B for filing for divorce, like it's not your business. Like just let all.
Actually, on that one, I kind of do want to know because it's a celebrity gossip, and I mean, we know he's cheated in the past, and they're very transparent in their relationship and stuff.
Well, let that happen.
But if she files, then she files. But did we not be surprised that was going to happen? I mean, you guys really have to be naive to think that was going to last. It's Offset with the Mingos. I mean, trap rapper guy. I don't know how that works, but anyway.
Trap rapper guy.
I mean, what do you? I don't know. Like, what do you?
Someone posted that he was only amigo until he got Cardi B.
I mean, we know Quavo better than we know Offset because Quavo can ball. I mean, if this rap thing don't work, he should definitely get a contract with the NBA and join a deal.
I don't know how anybody gets with any of the amigos he can go with, but that's a whole other story. So I don't know.
I mean, if you do or you don't, that's fine. But know the quality of the man that you're getting. You know what you got when you got him. Like,
well, we also might know their persona from what we see, but they could have a whole.
Yeah, but we know the personal of that. If he cheated and he's doing all these gestures, and people were condemning her for quickly taking him back. Well, she took him back. So what? And then she figured it out she gave him a shot, like most women do, and it didn't work. And that's the end. I mean, that's how it goes. You gonna stay with him still after all of that? Like, no, she probably was like, and even her brand protection was probably like, no, you need to kind of leave this guy ASAP Rocky. So let's figure out a way to make this happen.
Oh, really? Is that true? Kente said that they didn't sign a prenup.
Well, shame on them, honey.
That can get sticky.
Because their team is terrible then if they didn't sign a prenup. I mean, either way. I mean, they both got money. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. So anyways, congratulations to Maya Moore. We're happy for her.
Yes, congratulations to her.
It was a great story that they did on Good Morning America. So I really like that. And the other little tidbit, and also Naomi Osaka won the U.S. Open.
Yes.
She got to support all 7 of her masks. That was amazing. So dope. She came down she was down the first set and came back to win the second two, the second and third, which has really, I think it's only happened a couple of times where someone's done that in the U.S. Open championship. So, dang, she's like 23 too. Like,
it's her time, and it's refreshing to see, and I love it. And keep going, Naomi.
Oh, for sure.
And her boyfriend is there cheering her on, and being animated and stuff. And they're not used to that type of decorum at a U.S. Open match, but it's there and it's fun. So just keep it going.
Of course,
she got a man that supports her. That's what we want.
Yes. And then also I had a little one for girl power / clap back moment, as you said, for Maria Taylor.
That was a clapback moment for real.
She hosts the Countdown. She's also an NFL sideline reporter this year as well. There was a gentleman by the name of Dan McNeil. He's a Chicago radio host, and he was fired due to a tweet after Maria was seen, and she had like a leather kind of like off the shoulder little top that she had for the sideline reporting. And he tweeted, "Is this an NFL sideline reporter, presenter, or the AVN or a presenter for the AVN Awards?"
Ouch.
First of all,
it didn't even look. No, it didn't even look AVN like. So
AVN would be all this out.
I don't know what you were going at with that. I feel like it was very misogynistic and a very prejudicial or racist statement because it was just bad. Because her outfit was very tasteful. Her outfit was very tasteful. It was very fashion forward. I'm not a big cold shoulder person, but the way it was put together with her leather jacket, it worked. And it looked very professional.
September, there's no cold weather yet. No one's freezing out in the field.
It should not matter of the weather. It is style. It is fashion. I've seen worse on reporters that dressed even more conservative on their outfit choices. So again, it just seemed like it was a very spiteful, petty, misogynistic, and racist thing to say. And I think he targeted her just because he was just kind of very jealous or whatever the case may be of what's going on in his current climate, and just felt like he could say some slick stuff on his social media, and it cost him his job. And he should just learn a valuable lesson of that. Like you mentioning that in instance, and I'm not even discrediting those that are in that profession that go under AVN, because all professions, whether you like them or not, do not recall any judgment. It is, again, a man saying something out of line about a woman that in a professional environment. That is wrong.
Who's doing her job well.
And doing her job very well. And looked very tasteful, looked very professional.
Looked good.
And it just was,
she always looks good. That's the whole point. It wasn't like all of a sudden, I mean, if he really was a sports radio host, you've seen her before. She always looks great. So the fact that you even said, it wasn't
even about that though, Mel. That's what I'm getting to the deeper thing of it. It wasn't even about that. The thing of it is, it was one of those things where somebody is just that hateful and spiteful to say something just thinking it's cute. And it wasn't.
Well, he lost his job over it.
He sure did.
Yeah. And I love her tweet back.
Oh, yeah. What did the clapback say?
She said, "Well, Danny, dearest, if you would like to continue making sexist comments about me, please bring your misogyny with you to the Countdown doubleheader. I'll be hosting tomorrow night. Hey, ladies, remember you can wear whatever you feel comfortable in."
You sure can. Regardless if you're going to AVN or not.
Can.
You sure can. Even if you're going to AVN or whatever, wear what works for you. And own it and wear it comfortably and be comfortable in your own skin for it. You know what I mean?
Get it.
Shoot. So the thing of it is like, yeah, that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
He was a clown for that. He really was.
He is. He was. And
the docu a day is probably going to go to him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure, Charlamagne's already got that gassed up for tomorrow.
All right. So we're going to roll into picks for week 2 before we get out of here and see how we do. Because last week we kind of did okay off and on, but we both didn't really chime in on all of them. So we're going to go down them real quick, okay? Got Bengals at Browns for Thursday night. You said you were
Brownies.
The Browns. I'm going to go with, like I said before last week, I just can't bet on the Bengals until I see them do something well. That's just, I can't do it. They lost last week, so I can't do it. Jaguars at Titans.
I'm going to roll with the Titans.
Okay. I'm going Jags. I'm all still for Minshew Mania. Panthers at Bucs.
Panthers, because they lost to the Raiders. They want revenge. Are they playing in Tampa Bay?
Yes.
Change that. It'll be the Bucs then.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucs. I think Tom is coming back out. Broncos at the Steelers. I'm going to do Steelers.
I'm going to go to Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers on that one.
Okay. Rams at the Eagles.
I'm going to see what those Eagles do.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Rams. Niners at the Jets.
Niners. Poor Jets. Poor.
Hey, but listen, if the Jets come out with something, I will be
poor delusional.
I will make the Jets my second fave team if they could be.
So are you picking the 49ers or are you picking the Jets? You don't like the 49ers.
I'm picking the Niners. I mean,
you're gonna pick the 49ers. You don't like Quan. Do you hear that? She is picking your team.
I picked them last week too, and they lost.
Quan, do you hear that?
I'm picking them. If I keep picking them, they can lose. How about that?
Oh, okay.
Bills at the Dolphins.
Bills.
Yeah, they're
sorry,
deep.
Mike.
They've been looking good. They're looking good. I enjoy it.
Bills have been doing good last season. Their defense is ridiculous. That's why I have them on my fantasy. Their defense brought me a lot of points.
But their quarterback's doing well. Vikings at the Colts. I'm gonna take the Vikings.
Yeah, I think I'm about to roll with you on that one.
Lions at the Packers.
Green Bay. Shout out to Cicero. Shout out to Sarah.
Shout out to Sarah. Yeah.
I like Aaron Rodgers. I don't have a problem. And Devontae Adams is actually doing work this season, and he's looking nice too. So yeah,
but
I those Green Bay Packers.
I have their I think it's their rookie wide receiver. I need to play. He was on my bench sitting hot with a cold 30 points almost. What's his name?
Anybody out there that knows?
No, Lazard. That boy had points last week, and I had him cold on the bench. Falcons at the Cowboys.
We're going to take Dallas on that one. I hate the Cowboys, but they're at home, and they're going to have to try to prove something. Even though the Falcons will be down a second loss from those Seahawks. I don't think there's anything much they can do. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah. Giants at the Bears.
Bears, hey, listen, they won last week. Anything's possible. I'll roll with them again. Shout out to all my Chi-Town folks. I'll roll with y'all again. I'm just
going with the Giants because I need to see like Saquon go off for like 2-3 touchdowns. That's all I need. That's all I want. That's it.
Washington, Mitch got to get it together though. He really does. Jeez.
Washington at the Cardinals.
I'm going with Arizona. Kyler Murphy looking really, really nice.
I'm
looking really good, and they won.
This will be a test for their defense though too.
Well, I mean, listen, he's bulked up. He's got that arm now. He's actually bringing a lot of points on the fantasy side. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Arizona. Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ravens at Texans.
Texans.
You are? Okay.
I'm gonna do Texans. I know the Ravens are with Lamar Jackson, but they're in Houston, so let's just see what they do.
Yeah. Patriots at Seattle.
I'm going to go with your Seahawks. That's a what?
Sunday Night Football.
Oh, nice.
And then Monday night is your team. So Saints at Raiders.
Here's the thing. Let's go back to your Seahawks. Depending on your guys' air quality and stuff, that'll be a factor. You guys are probably favored to win because you're in the Legion of Boom, but there's no audience, right? You guys are playing in an empty arena, correct?
Yeah, all of them are. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll stick with Seahawks.
Okay. Saints and Raiders.
I'm going with my Raiders. I'm going out with the love. Realistically, I feel like it'll be a Saints game, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. It's 2020. Got a new stadium, that Allegiant. We got to show something.
I'm going to roll with you on Monday, Mo. I'm going to roll with you.
Don't do me no favors and be like you saying that and jinx us now.
No, I'm just saying, like, I want to see them be able to win their first game.
Committed into it? Are you admitting that Raiders?
What do you want me to do to prove
I want you to pledge an allegiance that Raiders is your second team right now.
No, they're not.
Not the Brownies. Not the Brownies.
Not my second team, but I'm going to still root for them as long as they're not playing.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
Well, that's all you're going to get.
Oh, dang it. That's not enough.
I mean, I don't have to root for. I can root for them. I don't have to have my second team.
Who's your second team again? It's Cleveland, right?
I mean, it was, but I don't know. Talk to me week 6.
And then maybe Raiders will be your second team?
Maybe. I like Josh Jacobs.
That I can go with. I can go with. Okay. Well, everybody loves Josh Jacobs. That's not everybody.
Yeah, but I mean, but you like a team, you like a person on the team. Like there's every team has a player.
You're in Las Vegas now, Mel. I thought you were with the Las Vegas teams.
I hear you.
With us.
I am with the teams that make me a fan of that sport, just like the Golden Knights, just like the Aces. I've already been a fan of football. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay. I'm still side-eyeing, but I'll go with you on that. Okay. We'll see mid-season. Let's just check it out. What Tabitha say? What Joy say?
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Joy says she's laughing at us in our banter.
This is what we do, Joy. That's what we do. I don't want to give Mel a hard. I only want to give Mel a hard time. I'm just messing with her actually, because that's just what I just mess with her. Because I know she's not gonna. I always try to get non-Raider fans to admit to say, oh, they like the Raiders, but we never will get them.
I mean, because I live here, I will root for them, but I'm not gonna root for them against me. I'm not going to
Well,
always
I understand that, but I'm just saying, well, since they're here, would they be considered your second team? But you're saying no, so that's the only heartbreaking part of that.
Only because I'm not going to keep jumping ship. Like the Browns have been my second team for the last 2 years, so I'm not just going to jump ship. But depending on how the season is, I mean,
way to keep your loyalty on that. I appreciate it. Way to
I'm
keep
a
your
loyal
loyalty
fan.
on that.
I mean, I don't jump ship for people. That's
way to keep your loyalty on that.
I try.
But you're gonna hate on my Lakers though.
I've always hated the Lakers. It's not like it's just been now. I've hated the Lakers since it was Magic Johnson, since it was Kareem, since it was James Worthy. Michael Cage. Always hated the Lakers. That's just what it's been. So I haven't, changed from that. That's all. Okay. Anyways, you guys, we're gonna wrap it up because we've gone extra long today.
We did, because I had to say something about that Clippers thing. I really did. Like, that was ridiculous that people would be like that.
I completely understand.
And doubt me like that.
Just make sure you guys please share the show if you're watching
Please do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's the biggest thing. We need you guys to subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. We will really, really appreciate. That's my one ask, is that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, because it's got great content on it. It's got us on there, and we know what we're talking about. Some of the times, at least me. I mean, but
kind of.
I said some of the times me.
Some of the time it's you, yeah.
No. Some of the times me, I know what I'm talking about. No, you know what you're talking about most of the time. Some of the times it's me.
We're both
but at the end of
the
same
well
time,
together.
It's very entertaining. At the end of the day, it's very entertaining to watch us. And I just feel like we would love the support, just like everyone that tuned in tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you to everybody. We appreciate you. And we will see you next Wednesday. Oh, and thank you, Alex. We appreciate it. Say it like a champ, guys. We appreciate you guys having on a podcast.
Oh, yes, definitely. We had a great time with them.
Thank you for subscribing. Yeah. They're good people. Good peoples out in Arizona. Anyways, that's it for us. We will catch you next Wednesday. Got a special guest coming on. And
yes, a very special guest. It'll probably be one of the best episodes yet.
We will see. It might be. We'll figure it out.
I'm declaring it will be. It's going to be so much fun. You guys wait till next week and tune in. Shout out again to Las Vegas Sports Daily, all of our family that we miss over at Gorilla Cross Radio. Shout out to the Ball Bounce guys. Shout out to
Juan, come get your mangoes.
Shout out to Jose Vellante for his sudden death sports bet show. Shout out to our Las Vegas Lights. They are still doing their thing as best as they can. They had a match last week, and I believe it ended with the Galaxy 2 is who they played. Actually, it was yesterday, right? But I don't think they won. But they did get points. So we got to keep cheering our Vegas teams on, because they are part of that family too. Yes.
So anyways, we will catch you all next week. We appreciate you. We thank you for joining. And
And hasta la next Wednesday. This is for Brianna.
Arrest the cops. It's been too long.
Yeah, and don't throw